Check 1, 2. Check 1 and 2. We're coming to you live from the McPherson Academic and Athletic Complex here on the beautiful campus of the University of Mount Union. You are tuned in to NCAA tournament basketball here on the live stream, and we have a great one here for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's the regional final, the Elite Eight here tonight between the hosts, the Mount Union Purple Raiders, and the Wisconsin Oshkosh Titans, with a spot in the Final Four on the line. Hello, everyone. My name is Jacob Batar. Glad to be with you here this evening as both these two squads look for a spot in the Final Four. Mount Union making their first ever appearance in the Elite Eight in school history, while Wisconsin Oshkosh is making their fourth appearance in the Elite Eight in school history, third in 5 years as well for the Titans, as the Titans were the 2019 national champions and the 2018 national runners-up. So Oshkosh looking to return to the Final Four, while the Purple Raiders looking for their first ever berth in the Final Four this season. Let's take a look at both squads here before we tip things off this evening. First, we'll take a look at the Oshkosh Titans, as Wisconsin Oshkosh hails from the WIAC. They were runners-up this year after losing to Wisconsin Whitewater, who themselves are in the Elite Eight matchup here tonight in the WIAC championship. But Oshkosh earned the at-large bid, and they have been cruising so far in the tournament. They defeated Fontbonne in the first round 86-58, followed that up with a win over Hope 51-50 in that matchup. And then last night here in Alliance, Ohio, they defeated Rowan in the Sweet 16 by a score of 91-72. And in that game, Will Mahoney led the way with 22 points and 8 rebounds off the bench, while Hunter Plowman added 16 points, and Cole Booth had 14 off the bench, as the team made 16 three-pointers at a 55% clip yesterday, and they shot 52% overall and never trailed in the game. Rowan made it close at various times, but Oshkosh always had an answer, and the Titans were able to pull away and go victorious with a 91-72 victory in yesterday's Sweet 16 matchup. Levi Borchert leads the way in scoring this season for the Titans at 15.1 points per game and 10.9 rebounds per game. Borchert is the two-time defending WIAC Player of the Year. He also made the All-WIAC team. Matt Lewis was named the Coach of the Year, as Lewis is in his 5th season here with Oshkosh. He was a national champion head coach as the interim head coach, as he has an 11-2 record overall in the NCAA tournament. Eric Peterson was named to the All-WIAC team this year, as well as the All-Defensive team. Hunter Plowman was an All-WIAC team member as well, while Quinn Steckbauer was honorable mention. So far this tournament, the Titans have been led in scoring by Will Mahoney, who has averaged 18.7 points per game and 6.3 rebounds per game. Levi Borchert's right behind him, averaging a double-double through their first 3 tournament games, 11 points per game, 10.7 rebounds per game, and he also leads the team in assists at 3.7 per contest. And now we'll take a look here at your Mount Union Purple Raiders, the host here tonight. Mount Union comes into tonight's matchup 28-2 overall, the OAC champions. As I mentioned, it's the first ever Elite Eight appearance for the Mount Union Purple Raiders. How they got to this point was a 73-65 opening round victory over Anderson. Followed that up with a 90-66 victory over Lancaster Bible. And last night they defeated North Park in a high-scoring affair, 102-85 for the Raiders' 12th consecutive victory. As Mount Union last night was led by Jeffrey Mansfield, who led the way with 24 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. Christian Parker added 21 points and 8 rebounds for the Purple Raiders, as the team shot 54% from the floor, trailed by as many as 11 in the contest, which was their largest tournament deficit, but of course made the roaring comeback towards the end of that first half and never looked back after that, as the team matched their season high in points for a game this season. Christian Parker is the OAC Player of the Year. He leads the team in scoring at 18.3 points per game and 8.2 rebounds per game. Darrell Newsom was named the Defensive Player of the Year and honorable mention, while Colin Gurley was named to the first team. And Braden Poole and Jeff Mansfield also received honorable mention honors this season for the Purple Raiders. So far in the tournament, Mount Union has been led in scoring by Christian Parker at 21.7 points per game and 10.3 rebounds per game. Colin Gurley's right behind him at 17.3 points per game and 4 assists per game. And Jeffrey Mansfield just stuffing the stat sheet so far in the tournament this season, averaging 15 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, and 5.3 assists per game for Jeff, as Darrell Newsom's also shooting near 48% from the three-point line through their first 3 contests. Should be a great one here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as both these squads look for a spot in the Final Four. We're going to take a short break here on the live stream for the national anthem, and then we'll be back for starting lineups between Mount Union and Wisconsin Oshkosh. And we are back here on the live stream getting you ready for tonight's Elite Eight matchup between the Mount Union Purple Raiders and the Wisconsin Oshkosh Titans. Let's take a look at the starting lineups here tonight. First for Wisconsin Oshkosh, who is led by head coach Matt Lewis in his 5th season as head coach here for the Titans. And their starting lineup consists of the senior guard from Batavia, Illinois, number 0, Eric Peterson. The senior guard from Xavier High School in Appleton, Wisconsin, number 2, Hunter Plowman. The sophomore forward from Wisconsin Lutheran High School in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 12, Jonah Reinfleisch. The senior guard from Merrill High School in Merrill, Wisconsin, number 20, Quinn Steckbauer. And lastly, rounding out the starting 5 is the senior forward from Kimberly High School in Kimberly, Wisconsin, number 30, Levi Borchert. And now we'll take a look at the starting lineup here this evening for the Mount Union Purple Raiders, who are led by head coach Mike Feuline, who's in his 12th season as the head coach here at the University of Mount Union. And their starting lineup consists of the senior guard from Wilmington High School in Wilmington, Ohio, number 0, Jeffrey Mansfield. The senior guard from Akron-Hoban High School in Akron, Ohio, number 2, Colin Gurley. The graduate forward from Twinsburg High School in Twinsburg, Ohio, number 13, Darrell Newsom. The junior forward from Canton Glen Oak High School in Canton, Ohio, number 22, Christian Parker. And lastly, rounding out that starting 5 is the graduate forward from McDonald High School in McDonald, Ohio, number 30, Braden Poole. A great crowd on hand here tonight at the MAC. Wisconsin Oshkosh with plenty of fans in the stands, and the Purple Raiders also well represented here this evening. It should be a great matchup. Mount Union will be in their all-white uniforms here, while Oshkosh will be in their all-blacks. But both teams looking for a spot in the Final Four. The winner of this matchup will face the winner of Wisconsin Whitewater and Oswego State. That game is currently a 28-26 lead for Whitewater, nearing the halftime break there. We're going to keep you updated with scores from all 4 Elite 8 games here tonight. But first, we've got business to tend to here. It's the jump ball, and it will be tipped out of bounds. We'll see who they award it to. And it will be to the Purple Raiders. Mount Union will have possession to start this one out here tonight. So it'll be Darrell Newsom inbounding it here to Jeffrey Mansfield as the Raiders get set for their first offensive possession. Christian Parker now with it on the perimeter. He gives it up to Colin Gurley. Gurley picks up his dribble, feeds it over to Mansfield in the corner. Mansfield now brings it back over to the wing. Mansfield will look to drive. Some nice defense here by Peterson. He gives it up to Braden Poole. Poole jab steps, now heads baseline. Looks to go into the paint, goes up for the layup, gets it to go, but it's a whistle and a traveling violation. Ball heads over to the Titans. So Oshkosh head on down the court here for their first offensive possession tonight. It's Levi Borchert with it. He gives it up top to Reinfleisch. Reinfleisch now swings it over to Plowman. Plowman looks to drive here on Newsom. Gives it up to a backdoor cutter, and Borchert, whose layup is no good. Rebound Christian Parker. So 2 nice defensive stands by both squads here to start things off tonight. At the other end, it's Christian Parker who steps into a rhythm 3. That's too strong, no good. Long rebound. Bodies go flying to the ground. The Titans come up with it. Plowman now with it. Plowman will take a screen on the perimeter. Lost possession, and it heads off Eric Peterson's leg. Out of bounds it goes back here to the Purple Raiders. So just over a minute into this one. Still a scoreless ball game here at the MAC as Jeffrey Mansfield walks it up the floor. And Mansfield looking where to go with it, gives it up to Colin Gurley at the Mount Union logo. Now over to Darrell Newsom. Newsom's defended closely here by Plowman. Now down low into the post they go to Colin Gurley. Gurley steps back with the fadeaway and gets it to go. Nothing but net for Colin Gurley. 2-0 Mount Union to start things off here is Levi Borchert now with it. Borchert drives, kicks it out now to Plowman. Plowman swings it over to Borchert. Borchert's going to be defended here by Christian Parker. Parker finished with 4 blocks yesterday. Borchert heads into the paint, now swings out to a wide open Eric Peterson for 3. That's short. They'll say it's last off Borchert. Ball goes back here to the Purple Raiders. So Braden Poole will get set to inbound it here for Mount Union. And Jeffrey Mansfield walks it up the floor. Mansfield here will take a screen from Christian Parker. Lost the ball nearly here, but it's a whistle and a reach-in foul going on Eric Peterson. Be his first, team's first. Side out of bounds here for the Purple Raiders. And an early substitution here for the Titans will be number 34, Carter Thomas. The freshman forward checking in for the first time this evening. The inbound here to Jeffrey Mansfield. As Mansfield is here at the Mount Union logo, picked up closely by Carter Thomas. Now takes a screen from Braden Poole. Will look to drive here on Thomas, goes behind the back at the free throw line. Continues to back down Thomas here in the post, draws the double team, goes up for the layup, can't get it to go. Braden Poole comes up with the offensive board, but he's going to be whistled here for an over-the-back foul. Be Braden's first, team's first. Ball goes back to the Titans. A defensive battle so far in the first 2 minutes of this one. As Levi Borchert now gives it up to Plowman. Plowman will look to drive. He's cut off here momentarily. Now continues to go baseline, pulls it back out here. Steckbauer now give this up to Borchert. Borchert looks to back down Christian Parker in the post. Pump fakes, goes up for the shot, has it blocked by Parker. Grabbed his own miss, however. Now fakes the handoff to Thomas. He's got 8 seconds to shoot. As Borchert looks to go baseline. He's cut off here once again by Parker. Blocked once again by Parker. Grabbed his own rebound again. Great hustle there by Borchert to tie things up at 2. Great defense by Parker, but Borchert stuck with the possession and tied things up here as Braden Poole gives it up to a backdoor cutter, and Jeffrey Mansfield, beautiful basketball, makes it 4-2 Mountain Union. At the other end, it's Steckbauer. Gives it up to Ryan Fleisch. Now over to Plowman. Plowman looks to drive here on Darrell Newsom. Kicks it out to a wide open Quinn Steckbauer for 3. That's in and out, no good. Borchert comes up with the offensive rebound, however. Gives it up here to Plowman. Plowman will now give it up to Borchert on the perimeter. Borchert looks to back down Christian Parker once more. Goes to work in the post. Goes up for the layup, and it's blocked again by Christian. But another offensive rebound here for Borchert. Borchert needs to get a shot up here with 2 seconds on the shot clock. 1 second. Goes up with the fadeaway. Gets it to go. What a battle so far between Christian Parker and Levi Borchert. So we're all tied up at 4. Borchert already with 4 offensive rebounds so far here tonight. Christian Parker already is credited with 4 blocks. Is at the other end. Colin Gurley steps into a 3 that's short. Fight for the rebound. Steckbauer comes up with it. Steckbauer has it now at the Mount Union logo. Gives it up to Borchert. Borchert picks up his dribble, gives it over to Ryan Fleisch on the perimeter. Ryan Fleisch hands it off now to Steckbauer. Steckbauer looks to drive here on Colin Gurley into the paint, goes up for the layup, has it blocked by Gurley. Another rejection here for the Purple Raiders as Jeffrey Mansfield brings it up the floor. Mansfield gives it up to Gurley, who will now look to back down Steckbauer at the other end. Feeds it over to Christian Parker, steps into the 3, and he knocked it down. Christian Parker from downtown makes it 7-4 Mount Union. It's Hunter Plowman now with it. He will look to drive on Darrell Newsom. Now swings it back out up top to Steckbauer. Now over to Borchert. Borchert once again looks to go one-on-one here with Christian Parker. Borchert backs him down in the post, goes up with a hook shot. It's short. Rebound Braden Poole. Mansfield brings it up the floor. Baseball pass up ahead to Christian Parker, who goes up for the layup and gets it to go. 9-4 Mount Union here. 14:55 left to go in this first half. Plowman now with it. He will look to drive here on Newsom. Now he kicks it over to Steckbauer. Over to Thomas. Thomas over to Ryan Fleisch. Ryan Fleisch looks to drive. Gets to the free throw line with the fadeaway. Can't get it to go. Another offensive board for Borchert. And he goes up for the layup. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Colin Gurley. Gurley now brings it up the floor for the Purple Raiders. Tried to feed it to Mansfield, but it's taken away from Borchert. Levi Borchert, what a start for him here tonight. Leaving it all out there. Some great hustle from the WIAC Player of the Year at the other end. Plowman fires up a 3 that's long, no good. Mansfield brings it up for the Purple Raiders. Mansfield is going to take a screen from Christian Parker. Now looks to drive here on Thomas. Swings it out to Braden Poole, steps into the mid-range, and it's nothing but net. 11-4 Mount Union. Play continues here. Plowman now gives it over to Thomas, or correction, Borchert. Borchert now feeds it over to Reinfleisch. Reinfleisch over to Plowman. Plowman spins his way into the paint, cut off by Newsom. Swings it back out to Thomas. Thomas pump fakes out to Reinfleisch there for the open three, and it's nothing but net. A great response there from Jonah Reinfleisch. They'll actually say it's a deep 2, so it'll be 11-6 in favor of the Purple Raiders. So Mansfield now with it. Takes a screen here from Christian Parker, a whistle, and it's going to be an offensive foul, a legal screen on Christian Parker. His first, team second, and what a start we've had so far here tonight. Immediate timeout with 13:23 left to go in this first half. Mount Union on top here in the early stages, 11-6. A very defensive start to this game for both squads, particularly for the Mount Union Purple Raiders, as Oshkosh so far here tonight shooting just 3 for 15 from the floor, good for 20%, 1 for 4 from the three-point line as well, but Oshkosh already with 6 offensive rebounds here this evening, as the Purple Raiders are already credited as well with 5 blocks here tonight, 4 alone from Christian Parker, the only other one from Colin Gurley. The Raiders have started out this game shooting 5 for 8, good for 63% from the floor, 1 for 3 from the three-point line. We've definitely got a great battle on our hands here tonight, as both teams playing very aggressively. So we'll reset the lineups here out of the timeout. For Mount Union, it'll be Colin Gurley, Darrell Newsom, Jeffrey Mansfield, and some substitutions here. Chris Painter Jr. and Logan Hill will check in for the Purple Raiders. For Oshkosh, Carter Thomas will remain in the ballgame, as well as Levi Borchert. Substitutions here, it'll be Will Mahoney, who led the way yesterday with 22 points, Reed Gunning, as well as Cole Booth in the contest here. Booth has it on the perimeter out of the timeout, looks to drive, feeds it down low inside now to Borchert. Borchert looks to go to work on Logan Hill. Pump fakes, goes up for the shot. And a nice take right there by Levi Borchert. He's going to be rewarded with 2 free throws. That foul going on Logan Hill, his first, team's third. So Borchert to the line now for 2. So Levi Borchert, his first free throw is up and rims out, no good. So he gets set here now for his second free throw. And the second one is short right there of the rim. It's no good. And so the ball will go back here to the Purple Raiders. So Jeffrey Mansfield now with it. He will look to drive here on Carter Thomas. Now takes a screen from Logan Hill, looks to drive. Stutter steps into the lane, goes up for the layup and gets it to go. 13-6 Mount Union. So now at the other end, Will Mahoney will look to drive. It's cut off here by Logan Hill. Now goes back down low inside to Borchert, and his layup is good. Levi Borchert, 6 points here tonight, makes it 13-8 in favor of the Purple Raiders. So Chris Painter Jr. now with it. He takes a screen from Logan Hill. Lost the handle. Bodies go flying to the ground here, and Oshkosh comes up with it. Will Mahoney now with it. Mahoney takes a screen from Borchert. Try to feed it down low inside to Borchert. He's able to corral the pass. Draws the double team in the corner now. A whistle. And I believe they might have called a foul here. Or no. Yes, they do. They do indeed call the foul. It's on Logan Hill, his second, team's 4th. Eric Peterson checks back into the game now for Oshkosh, as does Jonah Reinfleisch, and Braden Poole will check back in now for the Purple Raiders. But Eric Peterson will inbound it now for the Titans. He inbounds it here to Booth. Booth off the inbounds, fires up the 3. It's no good. Rebound to the Purple Raiders. Mansfield Brings it up the floor here. He's defended by Peterson. Crosses over. Now looks to drive. Goes up with the fadeaway. That one's no good. Fight for the rebound. Ryan Fleisch comes up with it. So the Titans looking to cut into the deficit here as Mahoney dribbles into 2 Raider defenders. Now kicks it over to Peterson. Peterson at the Mount Union logo gives it up to Ryan Fleisch. Ryan Fleisch will now give it back over to Mahoney. Mahoney now looks to drive here on Newsom. Lost the handle. Stumbles down to the ground. It's a traveling violation. Ball goes back here to the Purple Raiders. Mahoney was not too pleased with that call, but nonetheless, it's another media timeout here. The Purple Raiders still on top here, 13-8. But 11:30 left to go in this first half. Purple Raiders holding on to that 5-point advantage. And while we have a break in the action, we'll take a look at scores from the other 3 Elite 8 games, all games in progress right now this evening. So it's 15:49 left to go in the second half. Oswego State on top 42-41 over Wisconsin Whitewater. Of course, the winner of that game will face the winner of tonight's contest as well in the Final Four in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Oswego State pulled off the incredible upset last night where they defeated the defending national champions, the Randolph-Macon Yellow Jackets, 74-63 to advance on to the Elite 8. Swarthmore currently trailing Nichols by a score of 44-37 at the halftime break. And with 3:41 left to go in the first half, Christopher Newport currently on top 36-17 over Wheaton. The winner of that matchup will face the winner of Swarthmore and Nichols in the other Final Four matchup. Out of the timeout, the only substitution here for either squad is Corey Hudson checking in now for the Purple Raiders. And right on cue, Hudson will give this up to Darrell Newsom, who steps into a 3. That one's no good. Rebound, Will Mahoney. So Oshkosh comes the other way now with it, as Booth has it on the perimeter. Booth gives it over now to Mahoney. And Mahoney looks to dribble his way through the defense here. He goes up for the layup, can't get it to go. Nice defense there by Newsom, as the Raiders will come the other way with it. Corey Hudson takes a screen now from Braden Poole. He'll look to drive. Jonah Ryan Fleisch picks him up here on the perimeter. Now he gives it up to Braden Poole. Back over to Hudson on the perimeter. Hudson now looks to drive baseline. He goes up for the reverse layup. Can't get it to go, but it's a foul going here on Jonah Ryan Fleisch, his first, team's second. Corey Hudson to the line now for 2. So Corey Hudson, the freshman from Pickerington High School, will head to the line now for 2. First one's up, off the back of the rim, no good. Hunter Plowman will check back in here now for the Titans. As Hudson gets set now for his second free throw. That one's short, so 0 for 2 from the line that time. Titans come up with the rebound here. As Will Mahoney gives it over to Booth. Booth now swings it over to Peterson. Peterson looks to drive here on Gurley. Cross-court pass over to Plowman in the corner. Now he gives it up to Mahoney at the top of the key. Mahoney thought about the 3, now instead gives it over to Booth. Booth drives to the paint, goes up for the layup, and gets it to go. A nice strong take there from Cole Booth. Makes it 13-10 in favor of Mount Union. Hudson walks up the floor now here for the Purple Raiders. They'll take a screen from Braden Poole. Now swings it over in the corner to Gurley. Gurley steps back here for the triple, and he knocked it down. Colin Gurley from downtown makes it 16-10 Mount Union. 5 points now for Gurley. Ryan Fleisch gives it up to Peterson here at the other end. Peterson feeds it down low inside to Will Mahoney. Mahoney looks to go to work in the post. A whistle, and it's another traveling violation going on Mahoney. Ball goes back to the Purple Raiders as Christian Parker checks back in here for Mount Union. And Levi Borchert will check back in for the Titans. So Braden Poole will inbound it here now to Corey Hudson. Hudson gives it over to Braden Poole. Poole now over to Colin Gurley. Now back over to Hudson once more. Hudson goes up with the mid-range jumper from the free throw line, gets it to go. As Corey Hudson makes it 18-10 in favor of the Purple Raiders, largest lead so far here tonight. As Ryan Fleisch now with it, he gives it over to Plowman. Plowman steps into a three. That one's off, no good. Rebound here to the Purple Raiders. As Colin Gurley now with it, he's defended by Peterson. Gurley steps back, now goes into the fadeaway, can't get it to go. A rebound here to Ryan Fleisch. Ryan Fleisch gives it over to Booth, now over to Plowman. Plowman takes a screen here from Borchert, now swings it over cross court over to Peterson. Thought about the three, now kicks it over to Booth. Down low inside, they go to Borchert. Great give and go action, back to Booth. Couldn't get the layup to go, rebound to Hudson. Hudson now looks to drive, kicks it over to Gurley, who steps into the three. That's off the front of the rim, no good. A rebound here to Peterson. Peterson now swings it over to Borchert, now over to Plowman. Plowman looks to drive, goes up for the layup, gets it to drop. 18-12 now in favor of the Purple Raiders. As Hunter Plowman gets to the rim there for two. Corey Hudson now with it. Swings it over up top to Colin Gurley, now back over to Hudson. Hudson wants to feed it down low inside to Christian Parker, but it's taken away by Borchert. As the Titans look to come the other way here with it, it's Cole Booth who steps into a three. That's no good, but a one-handed rebound and tip in there from Borchert. He gets it to go. Levi Borchert continues his strong start here tonight, makes it 18-14 in favor of Mount Union. As Corey Hudson now gives it up to Braden Poole at the other end. Poole looks to drive. He lost the handle, though. So ball goes back here to the Titans. As Plowman now with it. Plowman takes a screen from Borchert. Now looks to drive here on Newsom. Swings it out up top to Peterson. Now over to Borchert. Borchert cross court over to a wide open Cole Booth for three, and he knocked it down. Cole Booth makes it 18-17 in favor of Mount Union. So Corey Hudson now with it. They swing the ball over to Newsom, now back over to Braden Poole. He steps into a three at the top of the key. What a response there from Braden Poole. Makes it 21-17 in favor of the Purple Raiders. At the other end, they give it up here to Levi Borchert. Thought about the shot momentarily. Now we'll look to back down Christian Parker in the post once more. Borchert backs him down, draws the double team, goes up for the shot, and he's going to draw the foul. That one's going on Braden Poole. That'll be his second, so a big foul there for Braden. 15th foul of the half, another media timeout, but boy, oh boy, do we have a good one here tonight. 21-17 in favor of the Purple Raiders here. So 21-17 in favor of Mount Union. Raiders looking for their first ever appearance in the Final Four, while Wisconsin-Oshkosh is looking for their third appearance in the Final Four. And it would be their third appearance as well in about a 5-year time frame as well. Again, like how we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, national runners-up in 2018. Followed that up with the national championship in 2019. Made the tournament again in the COVID-shortened 2020 NCAA tournament, where they fell to North Central before the tournament was ultimately canceled. And then last year in 2022, they fell to Case Western Reserve in the second round there as well. So glad to be back here in the Elite Eight, and so far hanging in there with the Purple Raiders. Both teams playing a physical style of basketball here tonight. So Borchert will get set now with 2 free throws here. Borchardt's first free throw is up and no good. So score will remain 21-17. Braden Poole will take a seat with those 2 fouls. Dante Collier, the freshman here for the Purple Raiders, will check in for the first time tonight. Borchardt's second free throw is up. That one's good. Jonah McCartney also checked in for the Purple Raiders at that last stoppage in play. So Corey Hudson now with it. Gives it over to Dante Collier. Now over to Jeffrey Mansfield. Mansfield swings it up top to Christian Parker, who steps into a 3. That's too strong, no good. Rebound to Peterson. A 3-pointer would tie things up here for the Titans as Plowman gives it over to Borchardt. Borchardt now swings it up top to Steckbauer. Steckbauer looks to drive, swings it over to Plowman. Now down low inside they go to Borchardt on the baseline. Borchardt looks to back down Dante Collier here. Goes to work in the post. Pass is tipped into the hands of Ryan Fleisch. Ryan Fleisch now goes with the fadeaway jumper here. Can't get it to drop. Rebound Mansfield. Some nice down low defense there for the Purple Raiders. As Corey Hudson with it once more for Mount Union. He looks to drive, goes up with the mid-range shot. That's short. Rebound to the Titans. Steckbauer now with it. He gives it over to Ryan Fleisch. Now over to Plowman. Plowman feeds it down low in the post once more to Borchardt. That Borchardt and Christian Parker duel has been going here tonight, and Christian Parker wins it this round. An offensive foul going there on Levi Borchardt. Be his first, team's third. Ball back here to the Purple Raiders. 5:33 left to go in this first half. So Corey Hudson walks it up the floor now for Mount Union. It's defended closely here by Steckbauer. Hudson takes a screen now from Christian Parker, swings it over to Jonah McCartney. Now back over up top to Hudson, who swings it in the corner now to Collier. Now over to Hudson once more, gives it up to Jeffrey Mansfield. Mansfield now with 8 seconds on the shot clock, looks to drive into the paint, goes up for the layup, gets it to go. Strong take there by Jeffrey Mansfield. 5-point Raider advantage, 23-18. Is at the other end. It's Plowman who steps into a 3, can't get it to go. Rebound to Christian Parker. Mansfield has it now here for the Purple Raiders. He swings it up top to Corey Hudson. He steps into a 3, that's no good. One-handed rebound for Levi Borchardt. Borchardt brings it up the floor now for the Titans. He looks to drive, and oh, that's a big one. Another offensive foul going on Borchardt. His second, team's fourth. He will take a seat now with those 2 fouls as Carter Thomas checks back into the game for Oshkosh. Darrell Newsom checks back in here for the Purple Raiders, as does Chris Painter Jr. So we'll see how Oshkosh responds right there. Borchardt has a game-high 9 points so far tonight as he takes a seat with those 2 fouls. Chris Painter Jr. now with it. Wants to feed it down low inside to Parker, and he does get it to him. Parker looks to go to work here on Ryan Fleisch. Goes baseline, goes up with the reverse layup. Couldn't get it to go. Offensive rebound by Jonah McCartney. A great board, but just couldn't finish. A rebound here to the Titans. They will come the other way with it. Ryan Fleisch now gives it over to Plowman. Plowman looks to drive here on Newsom. Gets into the paint, pump fakes, goes up for the layup. Can't get it to go. A rebound here to the Purple Raiders. So McCartney slows things down for Mount Union, gives it over to Jeffrey Mansfield. Mansfield now takes a screen from Parker. He steps into a 3, that's no good. And a rebound here to Steckbauer. Steckbauer swings it over to Peterson. Peterson looks to drive here on Jonah McCartney. A whistle, that's a carrying violation going on Eric Peterson. Great defense there from Jonah McCartney, forces the turnover. As the ball will go back to the Purple Raiders. The final media timeout of this first half, and Mount Union hanging on to that 5-point advantage, 23-18. So 23-18 in favor of the Purple Raiders. So we'll take a look at scores from the other 3 Elite 8 games while we have a break in the action. 7:42 left to go in the second half. Oswego State and Wisconsin Whitewater. It is Wisconsin Whitewater now on top, 63-53 in that matchup. Again, the winner of that game will face the winner of this one. in the Final Four next week down in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And on the opposite side of the bracket, Swarthmore and Nichols still at the halftime break. Nichols on top 44-37 in that matchup. And another game that's at halftime, Christopher Newport and Wheaton. Christopher Newport on top over Wheaton, 41-25 at the half. But we'll reset the lineups as both teams come back out onto the floor here. For the Raiders, it's Chris Painter Jr., Darrell Newsom, Jeffrey Mansfield, Christian Parker, and Colin Gurley. And for the Titans, it's Will Mahoney, Eric Peterson, Jonah Reinfleisch, as well as Carter Thomas and Cole Booth. So Chris Painter Jr. has it here for the Purple Raiders. Painter feeds it down low inside to Christian Parker, goes to work in the post, can't get it to go. His putback is no good as it's rejected there by Reinfleisch. Titans come with it the other way. Mahoney looks to drive here on Painter, gets into the paint, goes down to the ground, and no foul there. They're going to say instead it goes out of bounds off Mahoney, back here to the Purple Raiders. So CPJ walks it up the floor now for Mount Union. So he'll be defended here by Will Mahoney. Now gives it over to Mansfield, over to Darrell Newsom. Newsom defended here by Carter Thomas. Gives it up to Christian Parker. Parker looks to drive, a whistle, and no shot. They'll say it's a foul on the floor going on Jonah Reinfleisch. That'll be his second, team's fifth. It'll be interesting to see here both starting big men now for the Titans, each with 2 fouls as Reinfleisch and Borchert each have 2. And so head coach Matt Lewis will send in Reed Gunning as Reinfleisch will take a seat with those 2 fouls. And Chris Painter Jr. will get set to inbound it here. As Colin Gurley takes it. Gurley will be defended here on the perimeter closely by Booth. A whistle, it's a foul away from the ball. It's going to be on Carter Thomas. So Carter Thomas gets whistled for the first personal foul, 6th team foul. So he was fighting for that post position with Christian Parker. That's easier said than done as here off the inbound. It's Gurley now on the perimeter. Gurley feeds it down low inside to Parker, looking to go to work here on Thomas. Parker goes up with the hook shot. Off the back of the rim, no good. Chris Painter Jr. comes up with the offensive board, though, and gets it to go. 25-18 Mount Union. Peterson now with it. Gives it over to Thomas. Thomas steps into a 3 at the other end, and it's nothing but net. Carter Thomas from downtown makes it 25-21 Mount Union. As CPJ looks to drive here on Mahoney, now steps back for a 3, and what a response from Chris Painter Jr. Gets it to go, 28-21 Mount Union. It's here at the other end. The Titans look for a response. Gunning now looks to drive here on Newsom, swings it over to Thomas. Does he have another 3? That time it's no good. Rebound to Parker. Gurley gives it up to Chris Painter Jr. Now back over to Gurley. Gurley looks to drive here. He goes up for the layup, gets it to go, but it's going to be whistled an offensive foul. Colin Gurley called for the charge. That'll be his first, team 6th. Ball back here now to Oshkosh. Jonah McCartney checks back in here for the Purple Raiders with 2:03 left to go in this first half. As Will Mahoney brings it up the floor now for Oshkosh. Mahoney feeds it down low inside to a wide open Cole Booth. Freed himself up on a great cut. And Cole Booth makes it 28-23 in favor of Mount Union. 7 points off the bench now for Booth. Gurley now on the perimeter, looks to drive here on Mahoney. He goes up for the layup, gets it to go. Well contested right there by Carter Thomas, but Gurley somehow, some way gets it to go. Extends the lead back out to 7. It's Carter Thomas now with it. Tries to get it over to Cole Booth. A hard collision there. Booth goes down to the ground. They're going to whistle Jeffrey Mansfield on that one, his first, team 7th. It'll send Cole Booth now to the line for a 1-and-1. So Cole Booth to the line here for the 1-and-1. So far here tonight, neither squad has been too successful at the free throw line. Mountain Union 0 for 2, missed their only 2 free throw attempts here tonight, while Oshkosh has started out the game 1 for 4. Now make it 1 for 5 as he misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Mansfield comes up with the rebound, a whistle, and it's going to be a foul going on Eric Peterson. It'll be Peterson's second, team's 7th. 1-and-1 upcoming here now for Jeffrey Mansfield. Now 3 starters for the Titans. Eric Peterson, Jonah Reinfleisch, and Levi Borchert, all with 2 personal fouls. As Mansfield gets set here for the 1-and-1. First free throw is up and good. Extends the lead out to 31-23. Hunter Plowman checks back in now for the Titans. A minute 20 left to go in this first half. And a whistle, and we'll have a timeout here just before the halftime break from head coach Matt Lewis. So minute 20 left to go here. Jeffrey Mansfield will have a second free throw after the timeout as it's 31-23 in favor of the Purple Raiders. But so far here tonight, Mountain Union has shot 13 for 29 overall from the floor. That's good for 44%, while Oshkosh has shot 10 for 31 overall from the floor, good for 32% so far here tonight. As these two teams have been fairly even in just about every statistical category for the most part. But really something that sticks out here, Mountain Union already with 6 blocks in this first half. Points in the paint have not been easy to come by, but Oshkosh still has 14 points in the paint here tonight. As Oshkosh has also shot 2 for 9 from the three-point line. It's good for 22%. Mountain Union 4 for 11 from the three-point line, good for 36%. So Mansfield gets set now for free throw number 2. That one's up and gets the friendly bounce off the back of the rim and in. So it's now 32-23 in favor of the Purple Raiders. Carter Thomas gives it up to Will Mahoney. Now Mahoney will swing it over to Booth. Booth over to Plowman, back over to Mahoney. Mahoney steps into the 3 at the other end and gets it to go. Will Mahoney on the scoreboard now with the 3-pointer. Makes it 32-26 in favor of the Purple Raiders. Colin Gurley now with it. He swings it back over to Jeffrey Mansfield. It's less than a minute to go here now. Mansfield looks to drive on Carter Thomas. Crosses over, gets into the paint, swings it out to an open Darrell Newsom for 3, and he knocked it down. What a response there from Darrell Newsom. 35-26 Mountain Union. It's Carter Thomas now with it, a whistle. And we'll have a foul going here on Jonah McCartney away from the ball. Jonah McCartney will get called for his first, team's 8th. That'll send Reed Gunning to the line here for the 1-and-1. So with 33 seconds left to go here in the half, there will be a 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. As Gunning gets set for the front end, can't get it to go. Rebound Darrell Newsom. So the Raiders will come the other way here with it. They're going to try to trim this clock down as low as possible here. Again, a 3-second difference, shot clock and game clock. It's Colin Gurley now with it, right at the Mountain Union logo. 10 seconds on the game clock. 6 seconds now on the shot clock as Mansfield swings it over to Gurley. Gurley steps into the 3. That's short, no good. Fight for the rebound. It's a whistle and another foul going on Jonah McCartney. So McCartney picks up his second personal foul now on the loose ball, 9th team foul of the half. And with 1.2 seconds left to go in the half, I'll send Oshkosh back to the line here for a 1-and-1 once more. It'll be Hunter Plowman heading here to the free throw line. Again, Oshkosh has started out this game 1 for 6 from the free throw line. So we'll see if they're able to hit the front end of the 1-and-1 and then get the 2 free throws. So Plowman will get set here for his first free throw. First one's up, and that one's off as well. Now 1 for 7, and that's how the first half will end. What a first half we saw here from both squads. A very physical first half, highly aggressive, very entertaining here in this Elite Eight matchup. The Mount Union Purple Raiders on top here at the halftime break by a score of 35-26 with a spot in the Final Four on the line. As at the halftime break, Jeffrey Mansfield leads the Raiders with 8 points, while Levi Borchert leads Oshkosh with 9 points. As in that first half, the Purple Raiders shot 45% overall from the floor, 38% from three, knocking down 5 threes in the process, and they were 2 for 4 from the free throw line as well. Meanwhile, for the Titans, they shot 34% overall from the floor, 3 for 10 from the three-point line, good for 30%, but just 1 for 7 from the free throw line at a 14% rate. They will definitely want to correct that if they want to have a shot at coming back in this game, in this second half. But a great crowd on hand here tonight and a great basketball game that they have seen so far. Mount Union on top 35-26 here at the halftime break. We're going to take a short break here on the live stream and then be back for the second half between Oshkosh and Mount Union. And we are back here at the MAC getting ready for second half action between the Mount Union Purple Raiders and the Wisconsin Oshkosh Titans here in the Elite 8 matchup. And here at the halftime break, it is the Mount Union Purple Raiders on top 35-26 as a very competitive first half. Mount Union, though, has the 9-point advantage. Hello again, everyone. My name is Jacob Attar. Glad to be with you here tonight as both these squads look for a spot in the Final Four, where they will face the winner of Wisconsin Whitewater and Oswego State, which while we have a break still here at halftime, we will take a look at that score. Wisconsin Whitewater is on top right now over Oswego State, 70-62 with 3:41 left to go in the second half of that matchup. And the other two games currently going on right now, Nichols on top over Swarthmore, 58-52 with 12:17 left to go in the second half of that game. Then Christopher Newport is on top 50-31 over Wheaton with 15:39 left to go in the second half of that matchup. But here in this game, here tonight, the Purple Raiders have shot so far 14-31, good for 45% overall, 5 for 13 from the three-point line. That is good for 39% from downtown. They're also 2 for 4 from the free throw line, good for 50%. But in that first half as well for Oshkosh, they shot 11 for 32 overall, good for 34% from the floor. 3 for 10 from the three-point line, good for 30%. But just 1 for 7 from the free throw line, good for 14%. As Oshkosh out-rebounded Mount Union in that first half, 22-21, so a very even margin there for the rebound battle. 7 offensive rebounds, though, for Oshkosh in that first half, compared to just 3 for the Purple Raiders. Each team turned the ball over 7 times in that first half. The Purple Raiders had 6 blocks in that first half, compared to just 2 for the Titans in that first half. Oshkosh, though, with 4 steals. Mount Union did not come up with the steal in that first half. And points in the paint has been fairly even as well. 14 points for the Titans and 12 for the Purple Raiders. So the starting fives for both squads will be out to start this second half, as it is notable that there are some players in foul trouble for both squads. Jonah Reinfleisch, Levi Borchert, and Eric Peterson, all 3 starters, have 2 fouls for the Titans. Braden Poole, Jonah McCartney, Logan Hill, all with 2 fouls for the Purple Raiders as we get things going here in the second half. It's Levi Borchert who dribbles in towards the elbow here, picks up his dribble, gives it up to a cutter, and Quinn Steckbauer, who goes up for the layup and gets it to go. And the Titans first to strike here in the second half. It's now 35-28 Mount Union. So Jeffrey Mansfield now with it. He gives it up down low to Christian Parker. Parker looks to go to work into the paint here. Now dribbles his way in there, goes up for the layup. Can't get it to go, but draws the whistle. And that foul is going on Jonah Reinfleisch. That'll be his 3rd, team's first. And so that's a big one here, just 38 seconds into this second half. And Reinfleisch gets called for his 3rd foul. Looks as though for the time being he will remain in the contest. First free throw for Christian Parker is up and no good. The score will remain 35-28. And Reinfleisch will now take a seat as Carter Thomas checks back in here for the Titans. But Parker will get set for his 2nd free throw here. Second one's up. That one's good. Splits the pair from the line that time. 36-28 Mount Union. Peterson now with it. He gives it over to Carter Thomas. Thomas now swings it over to Plowman. Plowman now swings it up top to Steckbauer. Steckbauer looks to drive. Now kicks it out to Borchert, right back to Steckbauer, who gives it back to Borchert on the 2-man game here. Borchert looks to go to work down low in the post on Christian Parker. Plenty of moves right there, just couldn't get the hook shot to go. Great defense there from Parker. So Colin Gurley now with it here for the Purple Raiders. He takes a screen from Christian Parker. And Gurley gives it up to Parker on the pick and pop. He fires up the 3 and he knocked it down. Christian Parker from downtown extends the lead out to 11. Hunter Plowman now with it here at the other end. He looks to drive on Darrell Newsome. Kicks it out in the corner to Peterson. He looks for a response, can't get it to go. Rebound Colin Gurley. Gurley has it here now for the Raiders. Pulls it back and will be defended by Steckbauer. Now takes a screen from Christian Parker, looks to drive, goes up with the layup, can't get it to go. Rebound to Borchert. So Oshkosh comes the other way with it now. It's Borchert with it on the perimeter. Borchert gives it over to Plowman. Plowman steps into a three, and he knocked it down at the top of the key. It's Hunter Plowman makes it 39-31 in favor of Mount Union. So Jeffrey Mansfield brings it up the floor now for the Purple Raiders. Mansfield gives it over to Braden Poole. Poole swings it right back over to Jeff. Now he feeds it down low inside to Christian Parker. Parker looks to go one-on-one here with Carter Thomas. Goes up for the layup and gets it to go. Christian Parker, a hot start to this second half, makes it 41-31 Mount Union. 6 points already in this second half for Christian. His bodies go flying here at the other end. Peterson now has it for Oshkosh. And bodies still continue to go down to the ground. What hustle from both these squads. It's a jump ball as Colin Gurley gets tangled up there with Peterson. And the possession arrow is in favor of the Purple Raiders. What a job there by Mount Union. And a nice ovation after the play is over. As this place is rocking here tonight at the MAC. A great matchup we have going on here as Cole Booth checks back in now for the Titans. As Darrell Newsom will get set to inbound it here, side out of bounds for the Purple Raiders. He gives it over to Jeffrey Mansfield. Mansfield now swings it over to Braden Poole. Poole back over to Mansfield. Now down low they go to Christian Parker. He pump fakes, now goes up with the mid-range. That's too long, no good, but an offensive rebound here from Braden Poole. Gives it over to Newsom, whose three-point shot is blocked. Grabbed his own miss, couldn't get it to go. Parker comes up with the offensive rebound. Couldn't get his putback to go, but draws the whistle, and Christian Parker's heading to the line for two. So that foul there is going on Cole Booth, his first, team's second. Christian Parker to the line here for two. So Parker getting set here for the free throw attempt. First one here for Parker is up, and that one's no good. Score remains 41-31 Mount Union. As Parker will get set for his second attempt. And that one's up, and that one's good. 12 points now for Christian. It's 42-31 Mount Union. It's Plowman. Gives it up to Carter Thomas. Now over to Booth. Booth swings it over to Peterson. He hesitates, looks to drive, gives it down low inside to Borchert. Borchert tried to get it over to Carter Thomas. Has it knocked out of bounds. Will remain Titan basketball. So Eric Peterson now will get set to inbound it here. He inbounds it up top to Borchert. Borchert pump fakes, goes up for the layup and draws the whistle. That foul there is going on Christian Parker. Parker's second, team's second. And that will send Levi Borchert here to the line for two. Borchert led all scorers for Oshkosh in that first half with 9 points. He's just 1 for 4 from the free throw line so far tonight. To go along with those 9 points, he has 9 rebounds. Make it 1 for 5 now as the Titans' free throw woes continue. And Borchert will get ready here for his second free throw attempt. That one's up, and that one's good. So splits the pair. Makes it 42-32. And there was a stoppage in play just to clarify something that was said over here at the loudspeakers. It was indeed a foul on Christian Parker, not on Braden Poole. So again, that's Christian Parker's second personal foul as Braden Poole now swings it back over to Colin Gurley. Gurley feeds it down low inside to Christian Parker. And once again, Parker draws the whistle. This time it's going on Carter Thomas, his second, team's third. Raiders will have it out of bounds from underneath the basket here. So Mansfield inbounds it now to Parker. Fakes the handoff to Mansfield. Now nearly has it taken away by Peterson. It's knocked out of bounds. And they'll say it's last off the Titans, so it will remain Purple Raider basketball here. So Mansfield will get set to inbound it. The referees will talk things over here as they're going to the scorer's table for a correction, it looks like. But play will resume with the inbound here to Braden Poole. Now over to Colin Gurley. Gurley looks to drive here on Booth. Now fires up a shot from the mid-range, can't get it to go. And a rebound to Cole Booth. Booth now gives it over to Carter Thomas. Now up top they go to Borchert. Borchert picks up his dribble, now swings it over to Plowman. Plowman feeds it over to Eric Peterson. Peterson looks to back down Darrell Newsom. Pump fakes, goes up for the layup, can't get it to go. It's a whistle and a foul going here on Darrell Newsom. That'll be his first, team's second. We'll have a media timeout. And out of the timeout, it'll be Eric Peterson heading to the line for two, trying to cut into that Mount Union lead. So 15:57 left to go here. A spot in the Elite Eight, or in the Final Four, my apologies, on the line. The Purple Raiders are on top, 42-32. Again, we'll take a look at score updates from around the NCAA tournament. As with just 26 seconds left in the matchup between Oswego State and Wisconsin Whitewater, that game is going right down to the wire. Whitewater's on top 76-71, looking to close things out and advance on to the Final Four, where they will face the winner of this matchup right here in Alliance, Ohio. As it looks as though, or they had just taken the 2 points away from Whitewater, so the score is back to 74-71 again. Whitewater would face the winner. If Whitewater is able to hold on, they would face the winner of Oshkosh and Mount Union in Fort Wayne next week. Swarthmore still trails Nichols 68-57 with 7:29 left to go in that matchup. And with 10:33 left to go between Christopher Newport and Wheaton, it is Christopher Newport on top 56-41. So Eric Peterson will head to the line now for two. Will Mahoney checked back in at that last stoppage and play for the Titans, as the first free throw is up and good for Peterson. For the Raiders, Chris Painter Jr. checked back in at that last stoppage. As Peterson gets set now for his second free throw attempt. That one's up and good. 42-34, Reed Gunning will check back in now as well for the Titans. So Chris Painter Jr. now brings it up the floor for the Purple Raiders. Painter looks to drive here on Mahoney. Pump fakes, tries to feed it down low inside to Mansfield, but out of bounds it goes. Back here to the Titans. Will Mahoney will bring it up now for Oshkosh. Mahoney gives it over to Booth. Booth swings it over to Carter Thomas. He steps into the wide open three. Can't get it to go, but a rebound here to Reed Gunning. Extra possession now for the Titans. It's Levi Borchert now with it. He fakes the handoff to Booth. Now puts it on the floor, looks to drive here on Christian Parker. Goes baseline's cut off. Now gives it over to Thomas. Over up top to Gunning. He steps into a three. That one's no good. Another offensive rebound here from Borchert. And oh, that will be a foul going, it looks like, on Christian Parker. Or no, they will say it's on Chris Painter Jr. That'll be his first, team's third. So it will remain Titan basketball. Off the inbound, Mahoney has it. Takes a screen here from Borchert. Now gives it up to Booth. Booth looks to drive, goes up with the mid-range. Can't get that to go. So all that hustle results in no points there on that time down for the Titans. It's Colin Gurley now with it. He takes a screen from Christian Parker, now feeds it over to Jeffrey Mansfield. Mansfield will now look to drive here, goes behind the back, goes up for the layup, can't get it to go, but draws the whistle. That foul goes on Carter Thomas, his third, team's fourth. Jeffrey Mansfield to the line now for 2. So Jeffrey Mansfield now heads to the line here. First free throw's up, and that one rims out, no good. Score will remain 42-34. Jonah Reinfleisch will check back in here for Oshkosh. As Mansfield will get set now for his second free throw attempt. That one's up and good. 43-34 Mount Union. Mahoney gives it over now to Reinfleisch. Reinfleisch swings it over to Borchert. Borchert now over to Mahoney. Mahoney looks to drive here on Newsom, steps back, gives over to Borchert, now right back to Mahoney, who goes up for the layup. He couldn't finish it though. Fight for the rebound, the Raiders come up with it. As Mansfield now swings it over in the corner. It's Chris Painter Jr. who fires up the transition 3, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound to Darrell Newsom, but it's blocked by Borchert. Mahoney comes up with the rebound now for the Titans. At the other end, Mahoney looks to drive, gives it over to Borchert, fakes it right back to Mahoney, keeps it himself though as Borchert gets into the paint, spins his way up for the layup and in. Levi Borchert makes it 43-36 Mount Union. It's Jeffrey Mansfield now with it. Defended here by Booth, he looks to drive. Feeds it down low inside to Parker, goes up for the layup, gets it to go. Christian Parker makes it 45-36 Mount Union. It's here at the other end, it's Levi Borchert. He looks to drive, it's a whistle, and that's going to be a foul going on Christian Parker. That'll be Parker's third, team's fourth. So Parker's going to take a seat. Logan Hill will check back in now for Mount Union. There's also a substitution here for Oshkosh. It'll be Hunter Plumbing checking back in. It's off the inbound, it's Cole Booth. Fires up a shot from the mid-range, gets it to go. 45-38 Mount Union. So Jeffrey Mansfield now with it. He swings it over to Colin Gurley. Gurley steps into a 3, has it blocked by Borchert, grabbed his own miss, goes up for the layup and gets it to go. Colin Gurley extends the lead back out to 9 for the Purple Raiders. It's at the other end, it's Reed Gunning who drives, has it nearly taken away, and it is indeed. What a save by Colin Gurley. And Gurley coming down the floor here. Jeffrey Mansfield is down at the opposite end of the floor. Now swings it over to Newsom, who steps into a 3, can't get it to go. Rebound to Borchert. Mansfield continues to be down on the ground here, and this is not a pretty sight. Jeffrey Mansfield remains on the floor after the Raiders came up with that turnover. So the Raiders continued to play at the opposite end, but now the referee signals a stoppage. And as Mansfield's being tended to, we'll take a stoppage here as well on the live stream. We'll be back here momentarily. Mount Union on top, 47-38. And we are back here on the live stream as Jeffrey Mansfield was able to get up right there and walk off the court under his own power. So that's a nice sight to see. Takes a seat over on the bench where he'll be looked at by the medical training staff. Braden Poole checks back in now for the Purple Raiders as play resumes here with 13:01 left to go in this one. Now over they go here to Borchert. Borchert looks to drive on Logan Hill, gets past him, goes up for the shot, is going to draw the whistle. The foul there going on Logan Hill, his third, team's fifth. The Raider big men are starting to get in foul trouble now, with Hill and Parker each sitting with 3 fouls and Braden Poole with the 2. So Levi Borchert's going to head to the line now for 2 more. Borchert's been busy here tonight at the free throw line. The first free throw is up and good. With that make, he's now 3 for 7 from the free throw line here tonight. So it's 47-39 in favor of the Purple Raiders. Second free throw is up, and that one's no good. So it will remain 47-39 Mount Union. As Chris Painter Jr. now with it. Takes a screen from Braden Poole, now gives it over to Braden. Braden looks to drive a spin move on Borchert. Couldn't get the layup to go. And a rebound here to Booth. What a move by Poole, just couldn't get it to go. Plowman at the other end gives it up to Borchert. Borchert looks to drive here on Hill once more. Goes up for the layup, and he got it to go. 6-point ball game now. It's 47-41 Mount Union. Colin Gurley walks it up the floor for the Purple Raiders. Gurley will look to drive now, steps back for a 3, and what an answer there from Colin Gurley. Gets it to go. It's 50-41 Mount Union. Plowman now with it. He looks to drive. He goes up for the layup, a whistle, and it's another foul going here on the Purple Raiders. I believe it will be on Logan Hill once more, and it is indeed. The 4th personal foul now on Hill, 6th team foul to half. 11:57 left to go here in this one. And Mount Union hanging on to that 50-41 advantage. (50-41) in favor of the Purple Raiders. Again, while we have a break in the action, we'll take a look at scores from around the NCAA tournament. Whitewater and Oswego State did indeed go final. Wisconsin-Whitewater advances on to the Final Four, edging out Oswego State by a score of 77-74. Whitewater will await the winner of this matchup. See who they'll be facing next week down in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Some other score updates. These games have gotten much closer. 58 seconds left to go in the second half. Nichols now on top by just 3, 76-73 over Swarthmore. That game shaping up to be a great finish here tonight. And also another game that has gotten much closer and shaping up to be a great finish. 1:38 left to go in the second half between Christopher Newport and Wheaton. Christopher Newport on top 65-59. The winners of those matchups will face off on the opposite side of the Final Four next week. And a great sight here for the Purple Raiders. Jeffrey Mansfield does check back in for Mount Union. As Hunter Plowman gets set here for the first free throw, gets it to go. 50-42 Mount Union. And Plowman will now get set for free throw number 2. That one's up and that's short. A rebound to Jeffrey Mansfield. Again, the free throws continue to plague this Oshkosh basketball team. They're 6 for 15 now from the free throw line. As Colin Gurley weaves his way through the defense, gets into the paint, now pulls it back out, swings it over to Mansfield. Mansfield between the legs, goes into the paint, now kicks it back out to Painter. Painter looks to drive, goes up with the floater and gets it to go. Chris Painter Jr. sends the lead back out to 10. Titans quick to come with it the other way here as Booth tries to feed it down low inside to Borchert, but has it taken away by Mansfield. A whistle, and it's a foul going here on the Titans. And that foul's going on Cole Booth. That'll be his second, team's 5th. Ball back here to Mount Union as Eric Peterson checks back in for the Titans. So Chris Painter Jr. will inbound it to Colin Gurley. Gurley walks it up the floor for the Purple Raiders. And Gurley nearly has it taken away by Booth. Booth goes down to the floor, can't quite get to it. Gurley stays with the possession, gives up to Mansfield. Mansfield over to Poole. Over in the corner now to Painter. A whistle, and it's a charging foul going on Braden Poole. That'll be Poole's third personal foul, 17th foul of the half. So the rest of the way, Oshkosh will be in the bonus. Quinn Steckbauer checks back in now for the Titans. And again, the Raiders' big men continue to be in foul trouble here. Braden Poole, Christian Parker now each with 3. Logan Hill with 4. Something to keep our eyes on here is Levi Borchert now with it. He looks to drive, backing down Jeffrey Mansfield in the post. Borchert goes to work. Pump fakes, goes up for the layup and gets it to go. Borchert makes it 52-44. Mountain Union 17 points now for Borchert. Mansfield gives it up to Colin Gurley. Now over to Chris Painter Jr. Painter swings it over to Mansfield. Mansfield looks to drive. Now steps back here to the three-point line. Now over to the Mountain Union logo. 9 seconds on the shot clock here for Mansfield. Looking to go one-on-one with Peterson. He goes up for the layup and draws the whistle. A strong take there by Jeff. Mansfield's heading to the line now for 2. And that foul is going on Jonah Reinfleisch. That'll be his 4th personal foul, 16th foul of the half. So Mansfield to the line now for 2. And so Reinfleisch will almost certainly take a seat here as Carter Thomas gets set to check back in. So Mansfield's first free throw is up and good. 53-44. Thomas will indeed check back in now for the Titans. So Reinfleisch takes a seat. So 53-44 Mountain Union. Mansfield looks to extend the lead back out to 10 here with the second free throw attempt. Free throw's up and good. So now 54-44. Titans come with it here at the other end. Peterson feeds it down low inside to Steckbauer. Steckbauer goes to work, goes up with the fadeaway, gets it to drop. 54-46. A whistle and it's a technical foul. Technical foul going on Chris Painter Jr. here for the Raiders. Painter went down to the floor trying to draw the offensive foul. And must have said something to the referee after it was done. Steckbauer shoots the technical free throw and gets it to drop. So a 3-point play there now for the Titans. It's 54-47. Jeffrey Mansfield walks it up the floor now for the Purple Raiders. High intensity game here tonight at the MAC. So Mansfield takes a screen from Newsom, now swings it over to him. Extra pass over in the corner to Gurley for the 3. That's no good. Fight for the rebound. Borchert comes up with it. Borchert now picks up his dribble, gives it over to Peterson. And Peterson swings it over in the corner to Steckbauer. Steckbauer now hands it off to Plowman on the perimeter. Plowman will look to drive. Now kicks it out up top to Peterson. He pump fakes. He looks to drive. He goes up for the layup. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound to Mansfield. Mansfield now swings it over to Colin Gurley. Gurley is defended here by Carter Thomas. Looks to cross him over. Now takes a screen from Braden Poole. Gets into the paint. And Gurley goes up for the layup. Can't get it to go. A rebound to Borchert once more. So Oshkosh looking to come the other way with it here and trim this deficit. Borchert hands it right back off to Plowman. He steps into the 3. That's no good. Fight for the rebound. Steckbauer comes up with the offensive board. Now down low inside they go to Borchert. Extra pass over in the corner to an open Steckbauer. He can't get the 3 to drop. It's just been one of those nights for the Titans as Braden Poole comes up with the rebound. They're now 4 for 16 from the 3-point line. As Jeffrey Mansfield now with it. Mansfield swings it over to Poole. Now over to Newsom, right back to Jeff. They just hand the ball off on the perimeter now here to Painter. Painter steps into a 3 at the top of the key. In and out, no good. A rebound to the Titans. Peterson now with it. He looks to drive. He goes up for the shot. A whistle. It's going to be a foul going on Colin Gurley. Second personal foul on Colin. 8th team foul of the half. Eric Peterson to the line for 2, trying to trim the deficit down to 5. So Peterson will get set here for his first free throw attempt. First one's up and good. 54-48, 8:15 left to go in this one. And Christian Parker checks back in now for the Purple Raiders. We'll be playing with those 3 fouls. But the OAC Player of the Year returns here for Mount Union. As Peterson gets set now for the second free throw. That one's up and off the back of the rim, no good. A whistle, and it's a foul going on Levi Borchert. The Borchert's third, team's 7th. And that's big too, since it was the 7th foul. It'll be a 1-and-1 situation for Christian Parker. So Parker heads back to the line here with the 1-and-1. Parker so far here tonight, 2 for 4 from the free throw line. He's got 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 blocks. As Parker gets set here for his first free throw. That one's up and short. So the Titans grab the miss off the missed 1-and-1. Peterson now with it. He swings it over to Plowman. Plowman looks to drive. Plowman swings it out up top to Steckbauer for the 3. That's no good. Mansfield comes up with the rebound. Mansfield now looks to drive here for the Purple Raiders. That will slow things down, actually. Now up top to Braden Poole. Poole feeds it down low inside to Christian Parker. Parker looks to go to work here on Carter Thomas. Goes up with the hook shot, gets it to go. Christian Parker makes it 56-48 Mount Union. Plowman at the other end, spins his way into the paint, goes up for the layup, couldn't get to go. The tip-in is no good either by Borchert. Raiders coming with the rebound. Colin Gurley now looks to drive, steps back, now takes a screen from Parker. Parker has it now on the perimeter, feeds it down low inside to Braden Poole. Poole looks to go to work in the post, goes up for the layup, gets it to go. Raiders push the lead back out to 10. 58-48 Mount Union. A whistle and a timeout here for Matt Lewis, and boy, oh boy, is it getting loud here at the MAC. A timeout, and the fans are on their feet as the Purple Raiders have pushed the lead back out to 10, 58-48. So 58-48 in favor of the Purple Raiders, as Oshkosh trimmed the lead down to 6, but simply just wasn't able to hit some three-point attempts. Now Oshkosh is shooting 4 for 17 overall from the three-point line, good for 23%. Oshkosh knocked down 16 threes yesterday in their victory over Rowan, so definitely a flip of the script here tonight. Also 8 for 18 from the free throw line, definitely a difference maker so far here tonight. But still plenty of time here with 7:03 left to go in this one. Both teams laying it all out on the line here tonight. And the other 2 games have indeed went final. Swarthmore made the miraculous comeback to defeat Nichols 78-77 and advance back to the Final Four, where they will face off against Christopher Newport, who defeated Wheaton 76-70. So this game remains the only game in the Division III men's basketball tournament that is still currently going on here tonight. So it'll be Plowman here. He gives it over to Borchert. Borchert cross court over to Eric Peterson. He steps into a 3 that's short. A rebound to the Purple Raiders once more. Colin Gurley walks it up the floor for the Purple Raiders, now gives it over to Christian Parker. Parker has it taken away though by Peterson, a whistle. And oh, they're going to get Christian Parker with the foul. Parker gets called for the reach-in. That'll be his 4th, team's 9th. And that's a big foul going on Parker, who will take a seat, and Chris Painter Jr. will check back in. So we'll have a media timeout now with 6:39 left to go here. And Eric Peterson, out of the media timeout, will have a 1-and-1 opportunity. So that's a big foul there for Parker. Parker has led the way for the Purple Raiders tonight once again. 16 points for Christian Parker at 6 for 13 from the floor. He's got 7 rebounds as well here tonight to go along with 4 blocks. Right behind him is Colin Gurley with 12 points, 5 rebounds here tonight. And also Jeffrey Mansfield continues his great play in the NCAA tournament with 11 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists, stuffing the stat sheet once again. For the Titans here tonight, Levi Borchert has led the way with a double-double, 17 points, 14 rebounds for Borchert, having a great game of his own. He is the only player here tonight for the Titans that has scored in double figures, as Cole Booth has 9 points off the bench for Oshkosh. We'll reset the lineups. It's Levi Borchert, Eric Peterson, as well as Hunter Plowman, Will Mahoney out on the floor. And lastly, it is Cole Booth. For the Raiders, it's Jeffrey Mansfield, Chris Painter Jr., Darrell Newsom, Braden Poole, and Colin Gurley. Front end of the 1-and-1 is up here for Peterson, and it's no good. 8 for 19 now from the free throw line tonight for the Titans. It's Mansfield walks it up the floor. Will take a screen from Braden Poole. Mansfield kicks it out to Poole. Poole steps into a 3, and he knocked it down. Braden Poole from downtown makes it 61-48 Mount Union, the largest lead of the game. Peterson now with it. Peterson gives it over to Booth. Booth steps into a 3, and he knocked it down. A nice response there from Cole Booth. Makes it 61-51 Mount Union, exactly 6 minutes left to go. Mansfield now takes a screen from Braden Poole. Now gives it up to Braden. As Poole looks to go to work, steps back here at the free throw line, can't get it to go. Rebounder Peterson. Will Mahoney walks it up the floor now here. Mahoney picks up his dribble, swings it over to Borchert. Borchert fakes the handoff right back to Mahoney. Now gives it over to Peterson. Peterson looks to drive here. Now swings it back over to Plowman. Plowman steps back for a 3, and he gets that one to go. Back-to-back threes for the Titans. He's cut the deficit down to 7. 61-54 Mount Union. It's Jeffrey Mansfield now with it. Mansfield looks to drive here on Peterson. Tries to get into the paint, has it stripped away. Body's on the ground. Loose ball still out here, and they will say it's last off Borchert. Borchert can't believe it. It'll be Purple Raider basketball with 9 seconds left to go on the shot clock. And with 5:02 remaining in this one, they'll clean up some sweat on the floor over here. But a near turnover by the Titans, a near turnover forced, I should say. The Purple Raiders will keep the possession. So now it appears Mansfield just tying his shoe over here. And what an atmosphere we have going on here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Both teams have traveled so well, and they are letting it be known here as Mansfield looks to drive. Picks up his dribble, goes up for the layup, and he got it to go. Jeffrey Mansfield gives the Raiders a 9-point advantage. Will Mahoney at the other end goes coast to coast for the layup. Can't get it to go. It's a whistle and a foul going on. Chris Painter Jr. Mahoney will head to the line for 2. Painter's whistled for his second personal foul. 10th team foul. That will send the Titans into the double bonus the rest of the way. And so Will Mahoney will head to the line now for 2. Mahoney gets set for the first free throw. That one's up and good. 63-55 Mount Union. As Mahoney will get set for free throw number 2. Second free throw is up, and that one's good as well. So 63-56 in favor of the Purple Raiders. Jeffrey Mansfield now with it. Mansfield Takes a screen from Darrell Newsom, now looks to drive. Spins into the paint, goes up for the layup, and draws the whistle. The foul going on Eric Peterson, his third, team's eighth. Jeffrey Mansfield heads to the line now for two. As Mansfield will head to the line now for two. He's 5 for 6 from the free throw line here tonight. First free throw is up, rims out, no good. Raiders will continue to hold the 7-point lead. As Mansfield gets set for his second free throw. That one's up, and that one's good. Splits the pair, makes it 64-56 Mount Union. Plowman now with it. He takes the screen from Borchert, feeds it to him on the pick and roll, has it knocked out of his hands by Mansfield. Will remain Titan basketball. 4:26 left to go here. As Peterson gets set to inbound. Inbounds it back here to Booth. Booth swings it over to Plowman. Plowman right back to Booth, who looks to drive, goes up for the layup and gets it to go. Cole Booth makes it 64-58 Mount Union. Jeffrey Mansfield now has it here for the Purple Raiders. Mansfield switched off on now by Peterson, feeds it over to Braden Poole. Poole looks to drive, picks up his dribble, gives it up to Chris Painter Jr. Painter now swings it over to Newsom. Newsom looks to drive, swings it up top to Mansfield. Mansfield lost the handle momentarily into the hands of Braden Poole. 4 seconds as Mansfield puts up the three, can't get it to go. A rebound to the Titans. Peterson now with it. He looks to drive here on Braden Poole. Tries to feed it down low inside to Borchert. It's knocked out of bounds. They'll say it's last off Borchert. And it will be Purple Raider basketball with 3:38 left to go. 3:38 left here, the final media timeout. And Mount Union on top, 64-58. A spot in Fort Wayne in the Final Four against Wisconsin Whitewater is on the line here. It'll be interesting to note here as well, Mount Union still with 3 timeouts remaining, while Oshkosh with 2. So the Purple Raiders trying to close things out, head to their first ever Final Four in school history. But Oshkosh trying to make the comeback here and advance to their third Final Four in school history. The Raiders so far tonight have led wire to wire in this game, as all we've seen is 2 ties in the early goings. Mount Union has led by as many as 13 when it was 61-48. Ever since then, Oshkosh has outscored them 10-3 to trim the deficit. But the Titans will look here to make the comeback. It'll be Purple Raider basketball. Jeffrey Mansfield walks it up the floor now for the Purple Raiders. Christian Parker checks back in with the 4 fouls for Mount Union. Mansfield gives it up in the high post to Braden Poole. Poole on the perimeter, swings it over to Newsom. Newsom wants to feed it to Christian Parker, gets it to him. Parker goes one-on-one here with Borchert. Goes up for the shot, can't get it to go. Offensive board though to Braden Poole. He kicks it out to Newsom. Newsom steps back for the corner 3, can't get that to go. Fight for the rebound and Plowman comes up with it. Titans have it here, trying to trim the deficit even more. Booth drives, goes up for the layup, has it blocked by Newsom. The Raiders will come the other way with it. Colin Gurley now with it. Swings it over to Mansfield, less than 3 minutes to go here. As Mansfield is defended by Cole Booth. Mansfield swings it over to Christian Parker. Parker looks to go to work, backing down Borchert in the post with 4 seconds on the shot clock. He goes up for the shot, can't get it to go. Rebound to Plowman. 2:30 left to go in this one as Hunter Plowman now kicks it back over to Booth. Booth looks to drive, picks up his dribble, gives it over to Borchert. Borchert fakes the handoff to Booth. Now he looks to drive here on Mansfield. Spin move, goes up for the layup, and is fouled there by Mansfield. It'll be Mansfield's second personal foul, double bonus situation. Sends Levi Borchert to the line now for 2. And again, we've talked about it here tonight. Borchert has been to the free throw line plenty of times. It's been 3 for 8 so far tonight. None bigger, I should say, my apologies, than these 2 free throw attempts upcoming. Borchert, first free throw's up, and that one's good. 64-59 Mount Union. Second free throw upcoming for Levi. Second free throw's up. That one's good. Clutch 2 free throws there for Borchert. It's a 4-point game. Mansfield walks it up the floor for the Purple Raiders. Just going to kill some clock here as he takes a screen from Braden Poole. Switched off on now by Eric Peterson. Mansfield now takes a screen from Parker. Drives into the paint. Kicks it over to Poole. Poole fires up the shot from the elbow. Can't get it to go. Rebound Will Mahoney. Oshkosh trying to trim the deficit even more here. Mahoney goes one-on-one here with Newsom. Goes up for the layup. Can't get it to go. Rebound to the Purple Raiders. Mansfield swings it over in the corner to Newsom. Now back over to Mansfield. Mansfield feeds it down low inside to Christian Parker. Parker goes up for the layup, and he got it to go. An and one upcoming for Christian Parker. Parker to the rim for 2, and he drew the whistle. The foul on Will Mahoney, his first, team's 9th. And Parker has a chance to complete the and one with 1:33 left to go here. Parker, free throws up, and that one's good. The Purple Raiders extend the lead back out to 7. Timeout for Mount Union. But man, what a game here tonight. The fans are on their feet. Just 1:33 left to go here. And what a game we have witnessed tonight. $67-60 in favor of the Purple Raiders. Both teams in the bonus for the rest of the way. As Oshkosh, their next foul will send Mount Union into the double bonus. The Titans are already in the double bonus themselves. And it's important to note as well, Christian Parker with the 4 personal fouls here for Mount Union. So he will remain on the floor with those fouls. Jonah Reinfleisch with 4 fouls as well. As this crowd erupts as both teams head back out onto the floor here out of the timeout. It'll be Hunter Plowman now with it. Plowman takes a screen from Borchert. He lost possession, and out of bounds it goes back to Mount Union. The defensive player of the year, Darrell Newsom, with some great pressure, forced the turnover. Carter Thomas checks back in for the Titans. Braden Poole will check right back in for the Purple Raiders as well. 1:28 left to go here. Braden Poole will inbound it to Jeffrey Mansfield. Mansfield crosses the half-court timeline. Mansfield's defended closely here by Peterson. He drives into the paint, goes up for the layup, couldn't get it to go. But the tip-in by Christian Parker's good. 69-60 Mount Union. As at the other end, Plowman looks to drive, pump fakes, now gives it up to a cutter, and Peterson who gets the layup to go. 69-62, 1:01 seconds left to go here. A timeout here for the Titans. So Mount Union, they're in the driver's seat, but this game is far from over. Mount Union on top, 69-62. 1 timeout remaining for the Titans, 2 for the Purple Raiders. As this place has come to life all night here tonight. What a crowd we have seen from both squads here this evening. As Mount Union will inbound it here. Full court pressure coming from the Titans. The inbound for Colin Gurley. Inbounds it to Parker. Parker gets it right back to Gurley. And Gurley gets it up top to Darrell Newsom ahead of the pack, and Newsom gets the layup to go. 71-62 Mount Union, 55 seconds left to go in this one. Peterson now with it. He gives it up to Plowman. Plowman swings it right back to Peterson. He steps into the deep three. In and out, no good. Rebound, Chris Painter Jr. He draws the whistle on Levi Borchert. The 4th foul on Borchert. Painter's heading to the line for 2. And the Raiders are starting to celebrate here a little bit. Far from over still in this one, but Mount Union on top by 9. Painter's looking to extend the lead here. Painter's first free throw's up, and it's short. So score will remain 71-62. Will Mahoney checks back in now for the Titans with 45 seconds left to go. Second free throw upcoming here for CPJ. That one's up and good. 10-point ball game, 72-62. Plowman now takes a screen from Borchert. Now fires up a 3 at the other end. Can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. It's into the hands of Mahoney. He steps into a 3 and he knocked it down. Will Mahoney from downtown makes it 72-65. 36 seconds left to go in this one, and a timeout here from Matt Lewis. The final timeout for the Titans. 36 seconds remaining. The Raiders are looking to close things out and head to their first Final Four in school history. (72-65). It will be Purple Raider basketball again. Both teams in the double bonus. So surely this will be a situation where the Raiders will inbound it. The Titans might try to go for the steal for about a second or two, but then it appears as though it will be a fouling situation. But 72-65 here, 36 seconds remaining. Christian Parker has led the way for the Raiders. He's been in foul trouble tonight, but still with 21 points for the OAC Player of the Year. Levi Borchert, the WIAC Player of the Year, has led the way with 19 points. The fans are on their feet as the Raiders are going to get set to inbound it here out of the timeout. Colin Gurley will inbound it. And Gurley needs to get it in here, gets it to Christian Parker. Parker gets it right back to Gurley, now over to Mansfield. Up top to Darrell Newsom. They break the press. And Carter Thomas left no choice but to foul Newsom there. Carter Thomas whistled for the foul. His 4th. Darrell Newsom to the line for 2. Darrell Newsom on the season is the 75% free throw shooter for the Purple Raiders. None bigger than these 2 free throws here tonight for him. First one's up, that one's short. So the score will remain 72-65. Will Mahoney back in here for the Titans. as Newsom gets set here for the second free throw. Trying to extend the lead out to 8. That one's up, and that's good. 73-65, Hunter Plowman now with it. Plowman looks to weave his way through the defense. Spin move into the paint, goes up for the layup. It's a whistle and a foul going on Chris Painter Jr. with 24.8 seconds left to go here. Painter picks up his third personal foul. 2 free throws upcoming here now for Hunter Plowman. (73-65) Mountain Union. Plowman looking to trim the lead down to 6. Free throws up and good. 73-66 now in favor of the Raiders. Jonah Reinfleisch will check back in now for Oshkosh. As Plowman will get set for free throw number 2. Second free throw is up. That one's good as well. 73-67. Carter Thomas checks back in as Reinfleisch will take a seat. And a stoppage here. The referees are going to talk things over right at the scorer's table. Not sure what they would be speaking of here. And almost like a free timeout here for both squads. And so they won't allow the substitution back in here, it appears. Originally it was Reinfleisch to come out. And now they send Reinfleisch back into the game. And Plowman takes a seat. So the inbound here for Colin Gurley. Gets it into Christian Parker, and Parker's fouled immediately by Eric Peterson. 23.3 seconds left to go. Christian Parker back to the line for 2 more. Parker's 3 for 6 from the free throw line here tonight. On the season, Parker's a 58% free throw shooter. Free throws up. That one's no good. So it will remain 73-67. Plowman will check back in, as will Will Mahoney. In a late substitution, Quinn Steckbauer will check back in as well. So 3-point shooters out on the floor here for Oshkosh. The Raiders will elect to have nobody back here at the free throw line, just looking to play defense as Parker splits the pair, 74-67, 22 seconds now. Plowman gives it up to Mahoney. Mahoney steps into the deep 3, can't get it to go. Rebound to Parker, draws the foul. He's hit in the face in the process. And hope that Christian's okay after that, but with 15.6 seconds left to go here, Parker's still in some pain. He's going to head to the free throw line, and that foul's going on Levi Borchert. That is going to be foul number 5. And Borchert tonight should be over as he remains on the court. And just an official's timeout, it looks like. As Borchert is indeed off the court now, a foul out as Eric Peterson checks in here, but with 15.6 seconds left to go, Christian Parker trying to end this game once and for all at the free throw line. Parker's first free throw's up and good. 76-67 in favor of the Raiders. Or correction, 75-67. Second free throw here for Parker is up, and now indeed it is 76-67. Plowman dribbles it up, fires up the deep 3, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound here to Booth. He swings it out to Plowman. Plowman pump fakes with 6 seconds, 5 seconds. He can't get it to go. Rebound Christian Parker. He draws the whistle. The Raiders are 2.8 seconds away from heading to the first Final Four in school history. What a sight it is here at the MAC. The fans can sense it, and so can the team. What a season it has been for the Purple Raiders. And no better way to end it here with Christian Parker's free throws icing this game. Jacob Townsend will check in here as Hunter Plowman will take a seat for Oshkosh for the final 2.8. A great season by the Oshkosh Titans will end in defeat here tonight. As Oshkosh's run to the Elite Eight surely will not be forgotten. A great performance yesterday as well against Rowan, and left it all on the floor here tonight. As Reed Gunning will check in, and the Raiders are going to empty the bench. The Raiders will empty the bench with Jonathan Ugran checking in, Jared Young checking in, Jack Davis checking in, and Austin Raymond. As Levi Borchert takes a seat as well for Oshkosh. But Christian Parker with one more free throw attempt. His final four chance start to rain here at the MAC. Parker hits the free throw. He's going to take a seat. Ben Broscheid checks in for the Raiders, gives his teammate Christian Parker a big old bear hug as they've done it. What a sight here. The Mount Union Purple Raiders are off to the Final Four. The dance continues. Mahoney dribbles out the final 2 seconds, and it's over. Mount Union is off to the Final Four with a 78-67 victory over the Oshkosh Titans. Wow. Mount Union improves to 29-2, continuing the best season in school history. And they are off to Fort Wayne, Indiana to face Wisconsin Whitewater next week. As Mount Union's season continues here, what a performance, a gutsy performance at that for the Purple Raiders to advance to the Final Four for the first time in school history. Christian Parker led the way for the Purple Raiders here tonight with 26 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 blocks. Jeffrey Mansfield, 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists, while Colin Gurley added 12 points and 6 rebounds and 3 assists. As the celebration will begin here for the Raiders. Again, congratulations to the Wisconsin Oshkosh Titans on an incredible season, as the Titans will finish this season 24-7 overall. Again, they made their 4th Elite Eight appearance in school history, 3rd in 5 years. This is definitely one of the best programs in Division III basketball. They showed it here this weekend. A great attendance as well from the fans. Made it an incredible atmosphere all throughout the weekend here at the MAC. As we now head to center court for the trophy presentation. As Athletic Director Mike Parnell will present the trophy here for the regional champions, the Mount Union Purple Raiders. It's been a long time coming, Purple Raiders, but it's finally happened. Mount Union is off to the Final Four for the first time in school history. We're going to stay here on the live stream for the cutting down of the nets, as Christian Parker hold that thing up high. As the Purple Raiders have done it here, 78-67 victory. Again, we will stay here on the live stream with you as we witness the Raiders cut down the nets and come away victorious. Head coach Mike Fewline, in his 12th season here at the University of Mount Union, has definitely transformed the program, to say the very least, and he's finally rewarded here with his first Final Four appearance as the head coach here at the University of Mount Union. What a sight to see here. And a picture at half court for the team that has made history The fans have not left the stands quite yet as they await to see their team, the Mount Union Purple Raiders, cut down those nets once again. Just a growing theme, it seems like, here for the Purple Raiders this season. This will be the 4th time for Mount Union cutting down the nets. They were OAC regular season champs, the postseason champs as well. Cut down the nets last week after surviving through the first and second round. Now here tonight, after their Elite 8 victory, getting things started is the man who really helped out this basketball program this season, the transfer from Wilmington College, Jeffrey Mansfield, cutting down the nets here for the Purple Raiders. Can't say enough about Jeff and his contributions to this squad, and also this man, the leader for Mount Union in all-time games played, Braden Poole, cutting down the net, heading to his first Final Four as well. And now the man that returned here to the University of Mount Union this season as well, Colin Gurley, one of the most prolific scorers in the history of Mount Union basketball, finally heading to the Final Four here for the Purple Raiders. And with the nice handshake there, he hands it off to his man, Darrell Newsome. Darrell Newsome, the Defensive Player of the Year and 3-point specialist for the Purple Raiders, getting his shot at a national championship next week. And the man here, Chris Painter Jr., he was out a few weeks with an injury, and it's sure great to see him back. Painter has come up huge this tournament for the Purple Raiders. The senior from Akron St. Vincent St. Mary High School will get his shot next week as well. And now it's Ben Broscheid returning for the 5th season here at the University of Mount Union for this very moment. And he does indeed get that moment to head back to the Final Four. And he'll hand it off to another man that returned this season, Logan Hill. Hill has been an anchor for this Mount Union basketball team for many years now, and he finally will get his chance of playing for a national championship. Now hands it off to Ben's brother, Alec Broscheid now. Will cut down his piece of the net. Alec, too, returned for a 5th year this season for this very moment, and it's great to see it playing out here. And now it'll be handed off to the OAC Player of the Year, Christian Parker, the junior from Canton Glen Oak High School. Can't say enough about Christian this season, as Parker has been the leader this year for the Purple Raiders. 26 points when they needed it the most here tonight. Left it all out on the floor. Hands it off to his buddy Jonah McCartney. McCartney has played a big role here for the Raiders' success, especially during the late stages of this season as well. Ferocious defense and a very hard-working ethic there for McCartney has led him to cutting down the nets here tonight. And the sensational freshman this season for the Purple Raiders also getting their chance to cut down the nets, Corey Hudson. Great contributor this year in his freshman season. Will cut down the nets for the Purple Raiders here as well. Can't say enough about Corey. Letting it known that the future is still bright here at the University of Mount Union even after this season concludes. Dante Collier is another big reason to have optimism as well. The freshman seen significant playing time this season. He gets his chance to cut down the nets here as well. It'll be senior Jared Young now cutting it down here for the Purple Raiders, as Young returns here and gets his piece of the net. The Raiders will continue their trek on to the Final Four next weekend. And hands it off here to Jack Davis. Again, the Raiders tonight, 78-67 was the final. Mount Union ended up shooting 42% overall from the floor, 33% from downtown, 16 for 26 from the free throw line. Meanwhile, for Oshkosh, they shot 36% from the floor, 27% from downtown, and 14 for 25 from the free throw line. As Jonathan Ugran now heads up there, get his piece of the net, the freshman here from Aurora, Ohio. And now it'll be Austin Raymond, the fellow freshman here from Akron St. Vincent St. Mary High School, also cutting down the nets here. But the Raiders will face off against Wisconsin Whitewater next week in Fort Wayne, Indiana. The winner of that matchup will face the winner of Swarthmore and Christopher Newport on the opposite side of the bracket in the Final Four. And those times will be announced here later to see when exactly the Raiders will be competing next weekend and what time. But 78-67, the Purple Raiders finish it off here. Still got some more nets to cut down though. It's a celebration all night here tonight for the Purple Raiders. So it'll be J.J. Mukshi now cutting down the nets for the Purple Raiders, the sophomore from Canton Glen Oak High School. As Mount Union, it's going to be a celebration here all week long, but you sure know that the Purple Raiders will prepare for Whitewater next weekend, where they will look to finish things off and try to capture the school's first ever national championship in school history. They continue the festivities here. The Purple Raiders, again, extending that school record for most wins in school history, 29-2. The OAC championship, of course, and then now on to the Final Four. But 29-2. The Raiders have also averaged 84 points per game this season, giving up just 69 points per game. The Raiders have also been a great shot blocking team, blocking about 6 shots per game as assistant coach Joe Fuline heads up to cut down his piece of the net here. And Cam Dancy now, the videographer here for the men's basketball team. Oh, he'll wait his turn as they continue to cut down the nets. But what a job here for the Purple Raiders. A long time coming. A lot of heartache from a few years ago. The Raiders were set to host the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 before it was canceled in 2020. But the Raiders were able to hold it on and weather the storm, keep the program strong, and advance to their first Final Four in school history. Many would argue that in 2020 they had a great shot at advancing to the Final Four for the first time in school history, but it was well worth the wait, ladies and gentlemen. What a time to be a Purple Raider basketball fan. And there it is, Cam Dancy. If you've seen any videography work from Cam, you know it's great. He's just done great content all year long for the Purple Raiders. He gets his chance to cut down the nets here as well. As the Raiders will continue their dance and will continue the celebration here. And this is really what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. The court being mobbed here with family and friends of all the players, everybody involved. A lot of hard work put in this season for the Purple Raiders, and it's all paying off with a trip next weekend to Fort Wayne, Indiana. The national semifinal will take place on Thursday. The national championship, should Mount Union make it, would take place on Saturday in Fort Wayne. Now it'll be assistant coach Josh Twitty up there cutting the net. As the Raiders continue it here. But last, but certainly not least, upcoming here will be head coach Mike Feuline, transforming this Mount Union basketball program into a perennial national contender. Coach Feuline is the highest win percentage in Mount Union schools history. Feuline has now improved as well in the NCAA tournament to 8-2 all time in his 4th NCAA tournament appearance with the Raiders. And he's done it. And a thunderous ovation here for the man who leads this program, head coach Mike Feuline, cutting down the nets. The celebration may be over here on the court, but I can guarantee that it will be going on all throughout the week as the Purple Raiders will prepare to take on Wisconsin Whitewater next week in the Final Four in Fort Wayne, Indiana again. The time will be announced here in the near future, so stay posted on that. Swarthmore and Christopher Newport are on the opposite side as well in the other national semifinal game, but the Raiders will continue to dance, have a shot to play for the national championship. Congratulations to the Mount Union Purple Raiders on an incredible season so far. It's not over yet. So we've got 4 wins down, 2 more hopefully to come here for the Purple Raiders as they continue their quest. 78-67, they defeat the Wisconsin Oshkosh Titans here tonight in the Elite 8. So for myself, Jacob Attar, signing off here from the MAC. And as always, it's a great day to be a Purple Raider. Congratulations to the men's basketball team.